Hey guys, welcome back to one more episode of Mentor Talk with me. And today we're going to talk about one more ad, uh, which has been made a lot of fun of, and which has actually changed the Indian society. In one of the previous episodes, I spoke about Surf Excel and how it dominated the Indian market. So today I'm going to talk about a brand called Nirma, and today I also have with me an expert, Sarath Nair. So I'm going to bring him up after I play the ad. So let's play the ad and let's learn from the ad, and let's discuss and decode the ad after we go live, after we see the ad. Okay, so let me show you the ad first. Okay. So this ad is from a brand called Nirma. So Nirma is into making washing powder. So let's dig into the story of Nirma after we watch this ad. Okay. Okay, so that was an amazing ad. So let me bring the expert about this. Okay, let me bring him up.
Hey, hi again.
Hey, so welcome back, Sharath.
Thank
So
you so much.
today we're going to talk about Nirma ad. So tell us about Nirma.
Nirma washing powder Nirma, the brand which
Right.
revolutionized the Indian soap and washing powder industry.
Right.
An Indian brand which challenged the multinational brand like Surf.
Hmm.
And recently I was reading about them. Now they are around a 17 billion company,
Hmm. Yeah.
world's seventh brand in the soap and
So you're talking about Nirma Industries, is it?
yeah, I'm talking about Nirma. Yes,
Wow, interesting.
17 billion. Can you imagine?
Oh my God. So like now we talk about Flipkarts and WhatsApps. You say 17 billion. My God.
1 7. Yes.
Wow. So this is the
Wow.
original unicorn of India, and nobody seems to talk about it anymore.
Absolutely, because this is always considered as a middle class and lower middle class brand,
Hmm.
but that made a difference because when Surf was catering to the premium sector, they
Hmm.
made sure that they definitely that was a competition, but their target market was very clear. They wanted
Hmm.
to target the tier two, tier three cities, and they made sure that they targeted, and the pricing and compared the value compared to the pricing was much higher.
Right. And also, in my memory, so Nirma was started by this person called Karsan Bhai Patel. So you want to
Yes.
know? You want to maybe share the story about his background, like like uh, how he started Nirma washing powder.
So, as far as I know, he was a government employee, wherein after that, he was fascinated about, sorry, 1 second,
Hmm.
making powders, washing powders rather. So, he used to do a lot of experiments in his lobby backyard to his house. That's where he found a formula to make detergents, and he said, why can't I give value to my people wherein it is dominated by some international brand? And
Hmm.
that's when he didn't even think twice to go door to door and sell this powder. And
Right.
also
So
there is, hmm,
yeah. So my I when I read this story, so I remember he creates some kind of samples in his backyard, and
yes,
he doesn't quit his job. On his way, he would cycle his way to the office. On his way of going forward, he would sell the powder, and also on his way back, he would uh, sell the powder as well. So that's where
right,
he started, isn't it, Sharath?
yes, Sabki Pasand Nirma, washing powder Nirma.
Yes.
The tagline was so beautiful.
Right. So I think now, if I remember the story, so basically they started off as a competitor for Surf Excel, because of Karsan Bhai. I think in his experience, he realized how Surf was overvalued and they were ripping off the market. Surf was trading at 14 rupees, isn't it?
Right, I guess that time. Yes, and he gave this Nirma for just rupees 3.
Oh my god. And that was an instant hit. Like, we are all price conscious people, and we want to like get anything for like even if you give me 50 paise concession, and if you give me same value, I'm going to take it.
Right, absolutely. That's what when someone goes to Maruti, Indian mentality is कितना मिलेगा, एक लीटर
Hmm.
में कितना चलेगा.
And especially during those days, we didn't care about brand or anything. We didn't care. I mean, like, how much can I save? Because uh, we're talking about 1980s era, isn't it? Like, we're purely, even then, we're totally dependent on government jobs, and like, we're not like a very fluid economy. We would like save everything. We're a savings economy, right? At that point, there's no spending going on.
Very true, very true. And I just would like to cite the emotional story behind that,
Hmm.
because Mr. Patel, he lost his daughter in a very tender age. So he wanted to make sure that her name was Nirupama, and he wanted to make sure that her pet name Nirma, she used to be called as Nirma, becomes a household name. So,
Wow.
and he made it possible.
Wow. It's interesting because this makes me understand that for for a success of any brand which can sustain in the market, I think there has to be so much. There must be some sort of an emotional connect with the founder about the big why, right? Like, bigger the why, bigger the how, isn't it? Like, we can see that. I mean,
Absolutely.
how much he loved his daughter. I think that was uh,
Very evident.
right, evident. So that's brilliant. So what else? What else you want to share about that, Sharath?
Okay, so initially, as he started, so it worked really well in Gujarat, nearby his village. And after that, he had a problem marketing it outside because it was
Hmm.
not a brand.
Hmm.
So that's when he used to give that on no credit, direct cash. He tried all of
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
and that was working pretty well. But outside market, he wanted to make that a brand. That's where he started the campaign Sabki Pasand Nirma, and
Right.
he focused. His target market was very crystal clear. He wanted to target middle class and lower middle class, tier
Hmm.
2, tier 3, wherein they value their money the most. That's it. And he made, even if we see uh, Nirma's ad now, you will not get the feel of a very premium brand like Surf does. It's a normal ad
Hmm.
wherein a normal person can connect and he buys it.
Got it. And also, my research says that when this was a time when there was a the reason why he was a pioneer was
Hmm.
because of Doordarshan.
Hmm.
Okay, the story goes now it was a now he would sell the how he would sell the he would send his powders to supermarkets, but these supermarket fellows would not pay Nirma back on time. We're talking about huge credit negative cash flow
Right.
situation.
Right. Right.
So the story goes that At the same time, Doordarshan was coming up with its television, and people were adapting television at their homes. And then
Mhm.
Karsanbhai Patel realized that the value of ads, the
Mm.
power of ads, the power of influencing masses through running ads. So that's where this
Right.
ad was created. And the story goes that once he ran the ad, the brand value increased for Nirma, and then the demand went up, so he could sell it better.
Absolutely, absolutely. The same point which I was trying to convey.
Hmm,
So
hmm,
when the brand, as we are talking about brands, as the brand value went up, then his negotiation power went up, and he could, you know, he could control the market, he could
hmm.
control the cash credit flow. So that's the
Right.
beauty of a brand. When you're a brand, you have that power to negotiate. You have that power to, you know, stay on top of on top of the supply chain.
Right. So, what's the lesson for let's say startups who are listening to this? Let's say startups, maybe even big companies. What is the lesson about learning from Nirma now? Yeah. What could be the lesson?
Lesson is give more value than the money which they are paying, because his focus was very clear
Hmm.
that people should get value. Like if they compare, the comparison was like serve a premium brand which was charging 14 rupees, the
Hmm.
same quality was given at 3 rupees.
Okay.
So
So
people,
more
they would be,
value more than the price.
yeah. See, anything which we do, so even in our consulting business, what we do is that even compared to the pricing, we give a lot of value, which
Hmm.
comes from inside, and the intent should be very clear on that part as well,
Right. Got it.
right? And second thing, defining the segment is very very important. You cannot go into masses when your product is focused, the product's bandwidth is limited. You have to make sure
Hmm.
that you need to understand the bandwidth, or the segmentation has to be very clear, so that,
Hmm.
and you focus your ad or advertisements or the messaging, everything to that. To add on to this, I was just listening to Gary Vee today.
Hmm.
So people run Facebook ads for 1 to 99, the same ad for 1 to 99. But
Hmm.
the need of a person in his teens, adolescence, then in his in the initial stage of career, a family man, everything is different. So you need to understand what your target market needs, convey the message in the right way, so that your brand value is projected to the right audience the right way.
Right, brilliant. And also talking about social media, I think that so Karsanbhai took action during 1980s when television was picking up, and
Absolutely.
although perhaps many other brands had the same opportunity, they did not take action. They did not leverage.
Hmm.
I believe in the modern era, in today's world, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all these channels are the modern day televisions because now everybody is bending their heads into these things.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So
Can't
now
agree
that,
more.
so basically that way people can leverage on this medium and they can create brands or brand magic. Like Nirma could, what happens with brand, the demand for the product goes up because people are
Right,
associating that. I mean, people see it more and more. They tend to trust the brand more, and you can negotiate better, like you said, Sharath.
right, absolutely. And one more thing which they did is, as they first they started with low cost detergent,
Hmm.
for then they started with Nirma soap, sandal soap for the premium sector, say
Hmm.
then beauty soap, etc.
Hmm.
They diversified their portfolio, so the risk of failure was lesser. Even if one
Right.
product fails, they had multiple portfolios in the same, the segmentation was done properly.
Right.
Then basically, okay, I'm just reading from one of the quotes: diversifying the portfolio not only reduces overall risk of failure of the company, but also help the company to cater to various segments.
Right.
So that's something which he understood very early, and he started doing that.
Right. So shall we like dig into the ad? Like maybe we want to like I'm going to like for the audience they're going to see the ad as on the screen. So if you can see the ad, I'm going to pause the. I'm going to like make it mute and let me play. And you want to have some comments about how the ad was constructed. What was the like psychology behind the ad?
Mm. Sure, let's talk about that.
So I'm just playing it. You will not be. Wait, let me cancel this once again. So I'm just playing it in the background. People are going to watch this. So I'm just playing it. So what do you want to talk about this ad? Like how is it designed?
See, the ad again is a very beautiful ad at that point of time. Nowadays, if you look into the technicalities, but yes, technically, it's it could have been better. But
Hmm.
the focus was not only color. I mean, like
Hmm.
whiteness. It focused on daily clothes which you wear, all the colors. Even if
Right.
you are
Brilliant.
every color, it was every festival, and mostly it was an Indian ad wherein the emotional connect with the baby now, with the monuments,
Yes.
everything.
E- Exactly. So now what I like about until now, I'm just watching the ad. So what I realized is they're taking the customer through every possible life situation. Like mother talking to a child and a fashion model. So they're trying to like pitch to every target segment. I mean, although which is
Yes.
not recommended nowadays, but they're trying to say that the quality is true for anybody, and they're trying to say this
Anybody.
is an amazing product which is used or which is being used by the stars and everybody.
Right. It is used by stars, mother, in the
Hmm.
fashion industry, even monks, anyone and everyone can use this. And this is a brand for you.
Hmm.
The positioning was very clear because they
Right.
didn't had competition as we have now,
Right.
even though Surf was a biggest competitor.
Yes. I mean, talking of competition, competition is always there, isn't it, Sharad? I think it is still about realizing the value of branding for a business, isn't it?
Yes, very true, very true, very true.
I mean, irrespective of the medium. Now, yes, we have moved on from TV. I mean, I don't know who watches even cricket on TV anymore, but still, the principles, the basic principles are the same about branding. Now you can create a personal brand, and you can create a brand for your business, and brand is something which sells. Brand is something which is the other day, Sharath, I had Asha Sampath on our
Mhm.
mentor Mondays, and she spoke about the trust. The more it delivers the brand, the more the
Trust.
brand value increases. And also I think another part of the brand is also about, now once you're capturing the customer's reactions, now it is your obligation and responsibility to tell the whole many more world to so that they can get more value out of it, right? That part is something that will increase the brand value, isn't it, Sharath?
Absolutely. Can you just come again? I somehow missed that part. What is
Yeah.
it? What did you?
So basically, now what Asha was sharing was, now initially, let's say when we start a business, okay. Now
Mhm.
I give one result, let's say one result to one customer,
Mhm.
and he likes the result he gets. Maybe I help to two customers, I help to three customers. Therefore, with that kind of a goodwill, the brand has been created by the customer.
Right, right,
Now,
right, right. Absolutely.
as a business owner, now since you have this brand story that you have around the brand, it is
Hmm.
the responsibility of the business owner to push it up in the value chain of the brand.
Absolutely, absolutely. There are two ways of branding. One is push branding, and one is, you know, pull branding. I know that word is not the right word, but one is you're pushing that product to the customer every time. That's one. With the recall value, a brand is built. Second is when the customer talks about it.
Hmm.
That's where the real value of a brand is built.
Hmm. Hmm.
See, absolutely, Asha said it right. You said it very correctly.
Hmm. Right. So, anything else you want to add about Nirma, and any lessons that we can take from this ad into that we can apply today into our business life?
Value again. I would definitely talk about the value.
Hmm.
One, second is positioning.
Hmm.
When you know there is a competitor, and understand there are a lot of research to be done, research and analysis before you jump in. This is again not told by me. This is again told by one of the branding expert. Uh, he is the chief business creator for cycle brand Agarbatis. I was talking to Mr. Anik Banerjee. So he
Hmm.
told that research is something which you need to focus on. Don't jump in. If you have an idea, don't jump in. Research, do the proper analysis, understand the segmentation which you want to focus on. And nowadays there are a lot of reports which are available, like psychographics. Now it's all about psychographics, geography, and geographical analysis. Okay, so, some part. But now if a person who is working, say for example, if he is working in Infosys, and there are two people like
Hmm.
Sarath and Kashyap. If I'm earning 25K and the other person is earning 25K, that doesn't mean that their requirement and their spending and everything is the same. It used to be similar before, but right now there are so many options that people spend, even though they are in the same company doing the same thing, same education, their spending habits and their interest would be different. So right now focusing on psychographic reports is very, very important. Now
Right.
that's why you get advertisements on Facebook. If you're searching for a fossil watch or a Titan watch, you get that advertisement. That's where the psychographic means they do a data analysis and data drilling, and you get the same advertisement which you are, same brands advertisement which you are looking for.
Right.
So this is
And also, so one more lesson that I just flashed in my mind is, uh, now you need to, now customer has a buying cycle and usage cycle of a product. Now,
absolutely
now we want to make you want to make your product native to his usage. You want to make it as if it's a natural thing, as it is so natural for the customer to use. Right. So that's one more lesson that I that flashed in my mind.
absolutely
So
absolutely
anything else?
Nirma is the biggest example for this,
Hmm?
wherein it's Nirma,
Hmm.
for what you said, Nirma is the biggest example of that. It's so
Right.
easy to use. So, and you know what? I'm just going through a research paper which is here in front of me. So, when Nirma gave 1 kilo for 3 rupees, when they were Surf was giving 14 rupees. After that, HUL Hindustan Liver Limited that time forced
Hmm.
to. That's where they created the brand called Wheel, if you remember,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Wheel for the middle class and lower middle class. It was not a
Oh, yes.
premium brand.
Wow, that was interesting because so Surf, and for to compete with Nirma, Hindustan Unilever created Wheel.
Yes, they created Wheel. They created a soap called Breeze,
Hmm.
if you remember Breeze.
Yes, yes.
And they had sales campaign saying that, you know, with 1 kilo Surf, you get a bucket free. And also they
Right.
promoted it as if you have, see, is a same, okay, you can wash more clothes in one using 1 kilo of Surf than compared to Nirma. So that
Yes,
was the
and
campaign.
yes, I remember. I remember they showed the color of that powder without the branding of Nirma, and they try to do these cute
Right,
comparisons.
right,
Right.
right.
Um, so what else? So I think I wanted to
Hmm.
speak about something else as well. So
Hmm.
anything else you want to add, Sharath, to this?
Uh, Nothing much, but Nirma definitely is a very good example of a pure Indian brand. I'm very proud of Nirma
Hmm.
because it's a brand which everyone knows, but nobody talks about that. I don't know whether they would even know. Tata,
Hmm.
everyone knows because it's a
Hmm.
big brand. But this
Hmm.
is a brand which was, you know, operating in a very low profile,
Hmm.
but 17 billion It's a big thing, and they
My
are
God.
now diversing into cements and other chemical
Nirma
things.
Industries, right? And
Nirma
also,
Industries.
I want to know about now you have a YouTube channel and you're coming up with your show called Global Brand Stories. So you want to
Brand
talk
stories.
about that? You want to talk about that? Like, what is the
Yes.
why behind it?
Oh, yes. The reason why I'm doing is because the intention. I would talk about intention. Me and my partner, we want Indian brands to come up. So
Hmm.
in the startup industry, there are a lot of things which is going on wherein, you know, a lot of copying comes in. It's all about investment. It's all about the money which they are getting and the live and the media coverage.
Hmm.
But the focus on building an Indian brand, that's missing somewhere.
Hmm.
Indian brand. Even yes, it's a very good thing that Flipkart got acquired by Walmart. But it would have been better if Flipkart
Wh-
would
wh-
have acquired Walmart. You know,
Yes,
that's a kind of dream which we
and it is
have.
even sad. I think it is even sad that Flipkart was not at all an Indian company, unlike people think, right? Like it was perhaps
Singapore.
once upon a time an Indian company, but when I mean we're talking about the past 5 6 years, it was a
Singapore,
Singaporean
right?
company.
Yes.
Even more
Yeah,
sadder, right?
yeah, true. Yeah, yeah.
So, like, what's the lesson? Like, to the startups who are listening now, they how can they focus? Like, what could be the first step that they can do to create a like work on their branding story?
Branding, understand what is branding. Get
Hmm.
in touch with someone who understands branding.
Hmm.
Don't just focus on, someone is doing this, someone is doing that.
So,
Let me
so,
also do that.
so when you talk about branding, we're not talking about a logo and a good, cute website. We're not talking about that, right?
No, your logo, whatever it is, becomes a brand when you provide that value. Who knew
Right,
Infosys logo before they become big?
right,
Nobody knew. Tata logo, they bec Tata became Tata because of the value which they carry, not because of that logo.
right. Absolutely. Although it sounds cute, right? Like, and speaking for which, a lot of like cute, good sounding brands vanished. I think Vanish was one more washing powder. Is it still there?
It's there, it's there. That's a good one.
Right. So until next time, Sharath, it was an honor to have you here with your expert advice.
Thank you so much.
Uh,
It was an honor for
huh?
me to come there, and thank you for inviting me.
Yes, and
And
I think
you're doing
yeah, I think this is something that we want to do for a longer time, and I know people are watching. I think we love the love people are providing to us, and we love it when people add comments, speak about what hard work we're doing because it's purely to add value to the community, Sharath, isn't it?
absolutely, absolutely nothing else. Otherwise, okay, let me not brag, but yes, I just traveled from Mumbai to Jaipur, reached here, and you called. I said, yes, let's do
Yes,
that. The
exactly.
intention.
I think yeah, we'll find. As I said, like this is right now when we're recording, it is 11:27 p.m. and I know people are live right now. People are watching and love it, and
Awesome.
I mean, it tells us that people are loving it, and yeah, shows more love because we love to add value. Because this same thing, if you spend time with Sharath or me, we charge people, right? So,
True.
but we're doing it to make sure that somebody out there might get value out of this, and if that changes one person's life through a good decision in his life, we will feel good, and that is a
Ab-
thank you economy that we're working for, isn't it, Sharath?
Absolutely. So we feel grateful even if one person gets value,
Right.
even if this small value. That's it.
Right, because me and Sharath, right, we have had our own ups and downs, and I mean, if you would have got this information that we are sharing, right, that is pure intention. Uh, this same information that we are sharing, if we would have got, let's say, 3 years back, we would have been different, isn't it, Sharath?
100%. Somewhere in the
Essentially, see, we are doing for Sharath and Kashyap of there is somebody like us, obviously, today, and we are trying to reach out to them who might be there already to fast track their process.
absolutely, absolutely.
Right. So, guys, good night. So, next time, Sharath will be here and will be adding more value. and hopefully we are going to bring bigger guests as well to add value to this community.
Surprise,
So
surprise.
until then, what?
Surprise, surprise.
Yes, surprise, surprise. Yes. So until then, like the page, like Sharath's page, and add comments, like, share, and what else they can do, Sharath?
Give value to others.
Yes, add value to other people without expecting.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right.
So
So
good night then.
good night. Thank you. Find my
Yeah.
mentors rocks.
Calm.
Thank you. Ciao.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.